What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Amber J. This is another bonus episode of the Dear World Podcast. It's really hard for me to record on camera because I have to focus over here when I really want to divert my attention over there for whatever reason. So yeah, if you see me kind of looking off or my eyes wandering, just focus on the sound of my voice and not where I'm looking. So if you haven't listened to Where's My Soulmate, you might want to go check that out before you listen to this. If not, that's totally fine because you'll be able to connect the dots. I wanted to record this episode on video so that, again, we could just vibe and y'all could literally see my emotions and all of these other things. And you could put a face with the voice, I guess. I don't know. But I was thinking about that episode, and I was thinking about some key points that my sister made when she was speaking. And then I also went to go listen to the podcast that she mentioned in the episode. I can't think of the name of it, but basically it was a woman talking about how she asked God to design her husband specifically for her. And that's something that I thought about, and I listed things in that episode, and I stuck to those things, but I actually revamped my list. And revamping my list included designing my husband specifically for me. And then that prompted me to think about all of the things and all of the people that I've tried to hold on throughout the duration of my life up until this point that my name was not on. And I feel like I understand that nobody can take what God has created for you, what God has designed specifically for you. But I feel like that's the lesson that I actively learn, because my human side sometimes still gets upset when he removes certain people and certain things from my life, because I try to put my name on things. You know, I try to take one of those little sticky notes and write Amber on it and slap it to stuff when that's not mine. And I started to think about my ex-fiance. And I was like, this is a person that I spent most of my adolescent years loving, getting to know, growing with. As I previously stated in one of my episodes, that's somebody that I had been with off and on since I was 16. We started off as friends. And it's funny because he actually told me before we became serious, that he just wanted to be my friend because he felt like if we got into a relationship and broke up, it would ruin our friendship. And ironically enough, he was right. But I remember I said, I don't want to be your friend. Like, I don't want to be your friend, because I feel like it's a difference when you start off getting to know someone as friends and then you start to, develop emotions and feelings for. It's hard to turn those things off and strictly be a person's friend. So I feel like if you're going to be a person's friend and you want to stay friends, you have to just strictly remain on a platonic level and not, vibe with them on a level that you become intimate or have the potential to become intimate or whatever. So back to what I was saying, I kind of got sidetracked. I felt like that was my forever person. So, I took my sticky note out and I wrote my name on it. And I'm going to just demonstrate. Let me find something that's not mine in here. Okay. So, this lighter is not mine. It's my mother's. But I put my name on it, right? So, I think it's mine. But I had to realize, and I'm using him as an example because that's one of the most prominent people in my life that I had to let go of. So I took the sticky note, I put my name on it, right? So I think that it's mine, but this is borrowed, right? And I have the tendency to just go through life, boom, you mine. And then I get mad at the people or things when they're removed from my life. And I guess realistically, I get mad at God, like, damn, why would you put us together to take us apart type of thing? But realistically, I know that God puts people in our lives. God puts things in our lives. God puts situations in our life. They can be, here to teach us something. They can be here to help us grow. They can be here to make us realize certain lessons or whatever. And I also feel like God puts us through tests, and we have to pass these tests in order to move to the next phase. So what I had to learn to understand specifically about my past relationship was he was never mine to keep. And I started to think, I realized he would reinsert himself into my life. It wasn't, some natural order that we just happened to bump into each other or anything like that. It was literally, while I put my sticky note on him, he put a sticky note on me. And, we wrote our names on each other when that was not something that God designed. God did not design that man for me, and God did not design me for that man. And what made me realize that was when I actually went back and looked at the list that I created of things that I wanted in a husband, a list of things that I wanted in my lifelong partner. And the crazy thing is, some of us marry people that don't belong to us. Some of us literally force ourselves to fit with people that we don't belong with, that we weren't designed to be with. And we do that with situations. We do that with things. Just like I put my sticky note on the life that I had in Ohio. Sticky note, right? I put it on there. And I said, I'm supposed to be here. This is the place that I'm going to grow. This is the place that I'm thriving. But realistically, I was just supposed to experience living in Ohio. There were certain people that I was supposed to meet. There were certain things that I was supposed to do. That was like the thing that propelled me into doing different things. Ohio is where, I first started to travel. That's where I established my love for traveling. Ohio taught me that. Ohio taught me to kind of let my guard down. It's okay to get to know people. It's okay to let people inside of who Amber is, but you got to discern when you do that. You can't just be getting to know, everybody willy-nilly, or allowing people to experience you all willy-nilly. Ohio taught me that. The people in Ohio taught me that. Ohio taught me how to be independent. Prior to living in Ohio, I relied on my parents and my aunt for a lot of things. But Ohio literally taught me to put my foot to the pavement. And if I wanted something, I had to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, certain people, situations, and things teach us things. But that doesn't mean that it was designed for us. That doesn't mean that we just slap a sticky note on it and it's for us. So with that, if God didn't say, hey, this is for you, it's not for you. And understand that when God says something is for you and he puts your name on it and it's yours, nobody can remove it, regardless of what they try to do. So you cannot be upset when things don't. Okay, let me say you cannot be upset. You're entitled to be upset. It's okay to be upset. But you have to come to a certain point where you understand that wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? You have to take whatever lesson that person, thing, situation, place taught you and put it into the inventory of lessons that you have and keep moving forward. You can't harp on what you had in the past, the people that you used to deal with, or whatever it is. You can't harp on those things because God has something greater for you. God has wrote your name on things that you can't even fathom that he has wrote your name on. And also understand, sometimes we lowball ourselves. And I think I said this in another episode, where sometimes we want to hold on to things that God doesn't want us to have because he's preparing us for something better. And some things might hurt. Some things might be difficult to let go of. Some things might be difficult to grow from. Sometimes you might fall and you think that you're not going to get back up, but you will, because God has this plan for you, these abundance of things for you, things that you can't even understand. He has that for you, but you have to be willing to let him do things, and you can't always try to be in control. And that's something that I'm still learning, because I like to be in control. I'm a control freak when it comes to certain things, but I have to sometimes let go of the reins and let God direct me. That's why I always pray, God, please direct my steps. Please align me with the things that I'm supposed to be aligned with. Please align me with the people that I'm supposed to be aligned with. So it's okay, to temporarily put your name on stuff, but understand that it's borrowed. So at some point, I dropped it. See, it wasn't mine. At some point, you have to understand, I have to give this back. Unless God literally stamped your name on it, you got to let it go. And I think it's important to know when we're supposed to let go. You have to pay attention. You have to be vigilant. You have to be mindful. And also remember, when God says that something is for you, it's for you. Even if it comes in a package that you didn't expect it to be wrapped in, or even if it doesn't look like what you expected it to look like, it was designed for you. And I say that in the form of people. Sometimes I feel like we cross paths with people that we're supposed to have in our life, but they don't look like what we think they're supposed to look like. They don't talk, the way we think they should talk, but they're for us. They plant seeds in us. And I'm not talking about these are your forever people or whatever, but people that are supposed to teach us things. For example, when I was in Ohio, I met this lady. She was an older lady. And she's not somebody that I typically would vibe with. She didn't dress like someone I would typically vibe with. She didn't carry herself like somebody I would particularly vibe with. And she taught me so much because I allowed God to use her in my life. And she allowed God to use me in her life. And it's weird, we're no longer friends, but we crossed paths, we collided for a reason, and we allowed God to be that, joining force. So you definitely have to pay attention. I hope that I'm making sense, because like I said, I wanted this to be as raw and as natural as possible, and me just talking to y'all instead of me recording. I'm like, oh shit, that didn't sound right, so let me splice it up and record it again so it's crystal clear and it's perfect. I just wanted this to be raw, uncut, me talking to y'all. So I say all that to say this. Today is enough for you to worry about. What you used to have is exactly that, what you used to have. It was in your life for a reason, but that sticky note got removed, okay? Tomorrow is tomorrow. It's not for you to worry about today, because you'll miss out on what today has in store for you. And again, understand that some things are borrowed. Some people are borrowed. Some material things are borrowed. Some circumstances are borrowed. Some places are borrowed. They don't have your name on them. So at some point, you have to let them go until God presents something that has your name on it. And when it has your name on it, you're going to know it. You're going to know it. And if you don't know it, pray about it. Pray about it. And continuously, ask God to align yourself with the things that you're supposed to be aligned with. And I do recommend, and this is something I said I was going to do today, but I kind of got distracted. I was going to write a plan for myself of things that I want to come to manifest into my life, people that I want to manifest in my life, situations that I want to manifest in my life, and then actively, pray for those things and actively ask God to align my steps with those things, but also knowing what I need to do as an individual, to go get these things, because sometimes I feel like we just ask God and then we don't want to put in the work. You also have to put in the work. You got to put in the work. So you do your part and let God do his. And I'll end it at that. I hope that this made sense for y'all. And just know what's for you is always going to be for you, okay? Don't get discouraged when things don't work out. Don't get discouraged. Let me not say that. Sometimes I'll be moving too fast. It's okay to be discouraged. It is. We all have moments like that. We all have moments where we're discouraged, where we're in doubt, where we're in fear. But also know not to align yourself with those thoughts. Those thoughts are temporary, okay? Now I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that y'all continue to have a great day. Share this message with somebody that you think might need to hear it. Excuse my random rambling, but I think that y'all got the message, and I think that I said what I needed to say. And thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next bonus episode, whenever that might be.